Hello, may I have your name?
This is Anthony Ferris, Farris.
Okay. Are you police?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, may I have your badge number?
5819.
Okay. I just got a text from someone giving me a record of what was given at Itasca Police Department. I kind of don't know a lot about what happened and what the police said because I didn't have proper rights to law enforcement to my records, and still don't.
Okay.
But I got a text message from this party that harasses me from the person that I believe that kept set up multiple false arrests, telling me that you guys said that I was arrested. Let me read to you exactly what it says. Just one moment. I do apologize. The text message states, I'm having a hard, just one moment. It says that the underlying facts are undisputed. On April 29, 2018, Clark made a series of telephone calls to 911 and to the Hill County Sheriff's Office. The Hill County Sheriff's Office dispatcher handles both emergency and non-emergency calls. Clark stipulated at a trial that none of these calls were emergency. All the calls were recorded and were introduced at trial. Clark had a far-ranging complaints for which she requested law enforcement assistance on both the Hill County on non-emergency line and the 911 line. Clark requested law enforcement assistance for such reasons as unauthorized cameras were placed in the residence, CPS were unable to meet her son's medical needs, and that's a blatant lie. What I call for is because Marion County was denying me law enforcement for interference with child custody. I was a legal custodial parent and trying to get up my son from an environment that I believe was not a good, safe environment. The water was off and they kept having plumbing issues and different things going on. So when I realized that that was not a safe environment, I asked for police assistance because they would not give me access to my child. And Marion County Officer Deputy Dew, or Sheriff, I'm not sure if he was the officer or Sheriff in Marion County, Deputy Dew, I guess, Deputy Dew was his name, denied me a welfare check and assistance to get my child back. So they lied. In addition to that, he said that he was going to press charges on me for making false statements. I called, so I could not get anyone at Marion County to assist me in him pressing charges on me for false statements that were correct statements. Why would a man intervene that I don't know anything about in me having contact with my child? They're doing the same thing with my daughter. But I don't understand why they would lie and say that I called regarding a CPS case in a whole nother police department. Because it states right here, CPS was unable to meet her son's medical needs and needs law enforcement officers threatened to arrest her for filing false charges, and law enforcement officers threatened to arrest her for, I'm having a hard time, abusing the 911 system. So they also did not say that the 911 operator kept hanging up in my face like multiple other 911 operators did. That's why I made the report to Clark, because emergencies, they would hang up in my face, deny law enforcement to be sent out. I don't know how that could routinely happen. Why? Because that is actually a crime to deny someone a 911 service in an emergency. That's a crime. And it's especially unusual for 911 operators to commit that crime. So I'm trying to figure out why Itasca would cover for Marion County. That's pretty amazing. So am I being targeted is the question. Because multiple different police departments are covering for crimes that happened to me, risking their livelihood and felonies to cover up for my abuse and harassment and the stalking and multiple other things that happened to me. Are you there? He hung up, long gone.
Police department.
Yes, I just was disconnected.
Yes, ma'am. I went ahead and my phone was forwarded to my cell phone, and I don't get good reception in here. So after we got disconnected, I went ahead and untransferred the phone, so I got you on landline whenever you call back. So go ahead.
Yes. So what do I do? Because I don't know why I'm targeted and why Itasca Police Department would arrest me and cover for the officer in Marion County. and why they violated my rights in Marion County, and then now they're doing it with my daughter out of criminal activity. Because I was a legal custodial parent with my son, and they committed crimes to keep me away from my son, and I was a legal custodial parent. Now they're scheming and they're setting up a scheme and conning and slandering me because they just flat out did it with my son. So in order to protect themselves, now they've concocted a scheme to keep me away from my daughter. I'm not understanding why multiple police departments will commit crimes, judges, courts would commit so many crimes after I ended the online relationship with this man that claims he's innocent.
Right. Okay, do you live here in Itasca?
No, but this situation happened when I did live in Itasca. What happened to all the reports that I reported? Are they gone now, or can I get my records? Because the other locations won't give me my records.
Okay. Oh yeah, we have an open records request form that you can fill out if you come to the police department. I'm a reserve officer and I'm covering the shift for a shortened officer right now. My chief, Winston Brewer, will be back in tomorrow, and he always has an open door policy if you want to address your concerns to him, as well as my lieutenant. He'll be in tomorrow morning as well. And I just feel like that they can provide the information to you a whole lot better than I could.
Is it normal to arrest someone for reporting abuse? Because it's happened multiple times for me. I don't understand why I keep getting arrested reporting crimes and why there are so many officers tamper with evidence and keep getting away with it year after year. It's a repetitive for multiple different police departments.
Right.
I tried to report it to Internal Affairs and the FBI that I believe I'm targeted, but they keep removing me and handcuffing me and bullying me.
Okay.
I even went to the Northern District Court trying to get a civil case, and I was violated and mistreated and bullied there too. So I'm not quite sure why this innocent man trying to report him, I keep getting violated, and who he is to why the government would enforce his abuse and harassment and cover for him.
Okay.
To the degree that where they deny me my right to go to court. To the degree to where they deny me my right to go to court because it incriminates them and him. I've never heard of corruption to that extreme to where you just do not let the party that you're violating go to court.
Right.
Okay.
Well, the best way that I can help you is you got two options. You can either call back tomorrow to talk to Chief Winston Brewer, badge number 5800, or Lieutenant Salsa, badge number 5801, or you can give me your name and phone number, and then they can call you tomorrow. Okay. And they can help you.
Okay. My name is Kiana.
Okay.
Clark. And what was your badge number again?
CLARK.
Yes. And what's your badge number again?
5819.
Okay.
And what's your first name?
Kiana, Keyana.
Keyana?
Yes.
Okay, and your good phone number for you is it for the number to my lieutenant and
okay.
my chief, and one of them will
what I find kind of curious is how they would not investigate the cameras, who busted my car windows out, what happened when my car stopped running, the harassment I was getting in the neighborhood, the robbery, and why they're emphasizing some minimal stuff.
Was all those incidents you're talking about here take place here in Itasca?
They did, and I was denied investigation for all of it, and they were failing my daughter out of And they were failing my daughter, out of malice at the school and harassing us and trying to keep harassing her ride, trying to prevent her ride from giving her a ride to school. And she was only 8. And I report her ride as well as myself reported the harassment to the police, and they covered for it and schemed with the CPS worker James Hastings.
What officer did you speak to that denied an investigation?
He also arrested me on, it was a false arrest, that officer, and another one. The one that came went to the school and had all the school paperwork and the grades where my daughter was making a high A's. Because the school didn't know that I was kept her grades. And they were failing her. She was making a 40 and they got away with it the prior 6 weeks. Then they did it again the next 6 weeks. So that time, because they got away with it the first time and I kept her grades, I reported it to the police. And when I reported it to the police, they corrected her grades. But what I wasn't understanding to why we were getting violated in that community, even my daughter, to where they would fail her out of malice, a school. And then even more farther, when the officer that corrected it, while she would lie and deny that happened, and then in addition to that, arrest me, saying that I assaulted her and evaded arrest, which was a blatant lie. And why would Internal Affairs deny me investigation for that, and it was on camera footage?
And have you you consult an attorney with all your concerns about this?
I can't get an attorney because there was conspiracy to violate my civil rights crimes that multiple parties want to investigate.
Have you contacted the ACLU? Because they deal with civil rights violations and it's typically no charge to you.
Well, there's something going on with my phone. I don't know if my calls are authentic, but what I don't understand is why the government is denying me law enforcement and recommending that out of criminal activity that I seek legal counsel while they commit crimes.
I would highly recommend that. If you feel like the government is violating your civil rights on this, based on everything that you're saying, then I would highly encourage you.
Well, I would need to have access to make sure that I'm making authentic calls in my phone. None of my phone providers will assist me on why these calls are unusual and why I'm not getting my calls returned all over the United States. So if my phone providers are enlisted to criminal activity with the police department and the government, there's not a lot I can do. First, we need to have my provider stop committing crimes and make sure that I'm on their authentic network so I can place my real calls. Then I can get proper representation, and we need the government to stop enticing multiple parties to violate my rights, my civil rights. You guys won't stop committing crimes. So it's not going to do me any good to keep on trying to get legal representation and you call beforehand and tell them to deny me services. First, we need you guys to get the consequences you deserve for denying me services, the conspiracy to violate civil rights crimes. Then I can get representation.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll pass your name and number to my chief and lieutenant for tomorrow, and let them get a hold of you. If you don't hear from them because we get call volumes and stuff like that, I definitely encourage you to call back at the same time tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of my calls don't get returned. We'll see how it goes.
Well, everything that I know here, we have to. That's our department policy. We have to return calls. So, just if you don't hear from them, you get impatient with it, by all means, call and somebody will talk to you. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. So, good luck to you.
Thanks.